Hi, how are the both of you today?
I'm really good. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Great. I'm happy to be speaking with you today. One of the things that I really enjoy about this project and what I'm seeing about just, as we're starting to see more of a push towards it, is, more Asian-led or just Asian stories being told. Because from my perspective, growing up, we didn't really have that. And so, what I'd like to know from the both of you, getting to make this project and potentially inspiring others, what does that mean to you?
Mm.
So,
Leah,
Brandon, I'll start with you.
I'll
Oh,
go ahead and start with it. I think it's really important to be a part of these stories that are not just such a celebration of AAPI culture, but it's such a universal story that I think anyone can resonate with outside of the culture too. I think we were talking before about representation and the importance of that. And I think this story is not only such a win with all of its authentic representation of culture, authentic representation of like mythology and lore, but it's also such a humanizing story too, because it shows that we're not just those tropes and we're not just those stories, but we are also multidimensional people, and we're also just such nuanced and complex members of just American society and culture too.
I love
I
that. How
think
about you? Oh,
I do too, by the way. I think to piggyback off of that too, like what I really love about this film is that it's cool. It has a lot of style to it. And, when you see the character Tom that Brandon plays, he even struggles in this film to be able to find his culture, his heritage cool. There's a lot of unsureness around it. And like you see him kind of even get bullied at school for that. And I think like, that just ties into the representation aspect too, where it's like to be able to see a story about someone who comes into their own and ends up being able to be proud of that. Like that's something that I kind of wish that I had growing up. I mean, it's something that
Yeah.
at any age, I feel like, even at 27, I'm like, this is important. Like, there's so many different aspects about us that we struggle to accept. And, like, especially, I think, growing up in America, too, um, being a Chinese American, too, there's always a mix of, like, okay, like, where do I find my representation? How do I find my community and my own pride and my heritage? So like a film like this existing, like even if I wasn't a part of it, I'd be super jazzed for it because I think representation is just it's everything. And like the fact that we've been able to do it in this film too, and like animation, which kind of reaches all different kinds of audiences
it
too, I feel
does.
like it makes it that much more gratifying.
Mm.
I love that. The other thing that I really also enjoy just about this film is the importance towards, eh, without giving anything away, but also chosen family.
Mm.
Mm.
And I really I took that to heart among some of the other themes, but I'd like to know for you all just, the importance of just having your family, or if there are others that you consider part of your family who may not be, blood relatives. So,
Absolutely. I think starting off with just the family that you're born with is it's so important to find them because they're the first like interaction that I have with with just like people, and I learn about just how to interact and learn about myself through them, but also like through all of my friends who I cherish super closely. I mean, I brought like all of my friends from high school. I brought so many of them to the premiere. Like I had a whole row, and it was just like Temple City representation. I was like, how many tickets can I get? Can I get more tickets? Because I just wanted to bring out my whole squad because my chosen family is really important to me. They're just like what I would the family that I'm born with, that's like kind of my base. But then like all the other dimensions of myself, like each of my friends kind of speak to that, my emotional support, my motivation for my professional, my creative inspiration, all of those different elements I find like in the chosen family that I have, they're all just like we're all just reflections of each other. It's crazy. But I mean, this film really showcases the importance of that, like in the zodiac animals too. So,
yes.
um, yeah, what a crazy representation of that idea. Family's so important.
Yes. Um,
Family is really important.
Leah, one thing I wanted to ask about or ask you in regards to this too, what I really enjoyed just about your character as well is another theme would just be kindness and what it means to be kind. And, it may just be a simple question, but just seeing how your character interacts with Tom. I'm just wondering, like, not what are you in real life, but what does it mean to be kind also in real life?
I think for me, being kind in real life is really understanding that like we're all different here and like we're all trying our best. And I think that's something that makes me a little emotional because it's like, even Rav and Tom, like she clearly sees that he's an outsider as well. And like the whole don't judge a book by its cover, like really when you open the book and you realize that all of us, like, we have moms and dads and we have families and we have hopes and dreams. And, like, I think being kind is recognizing that we're all human. And I think you can kind of only do that when you're connected with yourself as a human too, which I think Rav is quite connected with herself and, where she comes from, which is why she's able to kind of extend that to I was gonna say Brandon, extend that to Tom himself.
Well, I think we can all relate to Tom's character too in that sense of needing that kindness because of, the bully aspect. Because let's be
Yeah.
honest, high school's rough.
Man,
I think about
and
it
to
all the
feel like
time. Oh,
kids are
kids are
brutal.
mean sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
some of the things that came out of my mouth too. I'm like, please shut me down at that age. Like, well, ow.
Yeah,
So
there's so many
I
moments that I wish I had a Rav character around to just, be like, hey, you good, bro?
yeah, I
Right, you
mean,
good?
not only that, there was also that sense of just as they were becoming friends, just loyalty as well. And what does that mean to you growing up, having somebody there, or and who is that person in your life that is loyal to you when you kind of need it the most to help,
Man,
lift you up?
I think it's so important, kind of like Rav's character does for Tom in the story. Like, I had times like in early middle school when I was just like, I don't know who my community is, I don't know who my friends are. And yeah, there was like some really special people that are still in my life to this day in like middle school that like they saw me kind of like down on my luck a bit. And they were just like, like you can come sit with me, like, there was actually a moment when I was just like, I was like crying in the playground because I was just like, I don't know who my friends are. And one of these people came up to me and like he gave me, he's like, we're having pizza. Like my mom dropped off pizza at the school. Like, do you want a slice? And I was like, this person just saved my whole life. This slice of Little Caesars, hot and ready. It's just it was
Not
the
the
best.
hot and ready.
It was hot and it was ready. It was the best pizza I've had in my life to that day. And I was just like, oh my God, this tastes like friendship.
This
No.
tastes like friendship. That's so
Yo,
funny.
Little Caesars has to sponsor me on that.
um,
You deserve credits.
I think the last question I want to finish up from both of you, just and this might be a little bit biased in the movie, but who was your favorite Zodiac?
I really liked Mistral, the dragon,
Hmm.
because she was just like all around bad A, like super confident. But I really resonated with Hugh. Like, I really liked how
Hmm.
human he was and how much he struggled and was like, I guess on his own, like kind of bitter hero's journey as well. He really found like love in the end, like for himself and for everyone. And I love that. Wait, did I just like spoil anything?
We didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything.
Not
That
really.
wasn't a spoiler.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, no, that doesn't
I think
explain what
every
happened.
every
Like,
character has their journey, but I get what you mean in
yeah,
terms of that
yeah.
becoming
That
more
wasn't a
human.
spoiler.
So no,
Yes, becoming more open.
yes.
No, I was gonna say Mistral just because like her character is so cool and it's so badass and what an elegant portrayal of the dragon, like
Hmm.
I think just dragons in general is such a cool zodiac. I mean, it's almost like a cheat answer because it could fly and breathe fire. It's of course dragons are badass, but also like yeah, like whose character, man, like the development that he goes through. Um, I don't know, that was just such a
I
charm to
loved the
watch.
journey. There was so much. I think everybody in this story had a really great, journey throughout the entire film.
Mm,
But also, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to speak with me. Really means a lot.
Of
And
course.
I wish you all just the best rest of your day.
thank
Thank
you,
you
man.
so
You too.
much. This was a great
Have a great
interview.
day. Thank you.
Thank you.